Okay, welcome back for video number 3 on swing trading. What we're going to do, I'm sorry I wasn't able to update this video on Monday, so I'm actually updating it on Tuesday. And I know we left off on the previous video is I was going to play or thinking about playing Lennar's earnings. They reported today, and I'm sorry, they reported this morning and actually beat as expected. I expect the housing market to stay strong at least through this year before interest rates actually rise up more than what they are now. But very strong housing market right now. So of course Lennar is expected to beat. As I said in the previous video, they've beaten every quarter this year, which would be about 3 quarters, I believe, or the 2 quarters, January, March, or April, and then this month. So I believe this is 3 quarters. Sorry about that. I'm trying to go off of memory, and there's so much to remember. Sometimes you just can't remember it all, so you always write notes. And of course I don't have my notes. I'm sorry about that. But I want to show you the chart that we made, and I actually did play Lennar earnings. So let me show you what happened. I believe we left off. Let me fix the chart to where we left off. This was Friday's dip here. So Friday's dip here, I said that this purple line would have been a perfect opportunity to pick up some more shares of Lennar or to enter into a contract for Lennar. I mean, this purple line was a steal at that level. Even when it dipped below the purple line, just getting back to the purple line was a good buy area just to buy in. And if you would have gotten in at this point, this is Friday's number, was still good. Either position would have been good. This would have been good. This would have been good. Now I'm not saying because of the bearish conditions of the market, I'm not saying that you could have bought in and held through earnings. You could have, and actually this point here would have been great. Buy in at this level for earnings would have been really great. Would have been really good. So let's go to Monday's action. Monday's action is what we're missing on from yesterday, and that's what I didn't show you. So going to Monday's action, notice how we ended here at this point. Don't want to confuse you. We ended here at this point. This little line right here is your close from the previous day, from that day. So we ended about 35.24. We opened at 34.72. Remember I was telling you about those gap fills. This position here, we're going to break it down. I'm going to go into the to the minute chart in just a second, just so you can see the price in action there. But and remember, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here, but remember I put this line here as another buy point. I thought that was an interesting level. That was a good buy point as well. But let's go to Monday. This is Monday's action. Another retest of this purple line, and actually you can count this as a higher low. From here to here, you can count this as a higher low because it is actually going higher, and it created a higher low instead of a lower low. A lower low would be from here to here. That would be a lower low, but this is a higher high. We like this dip, and again, this is Monday, so you want to position yourself to get in at a good entry for Lennar's earnings on Tuesday morning. So a dip at this purple line would have been another good opportunity. If you're already long here, This would have been a good opportunity if you did not sell. Well, actually, we're going to go in to see what happened on Monday, and then I can tell you where. Actually, we'll go into the daily, the minute chart, and I'll actually break this one down for you, because I want to tell you where was a good point to sell, where was a good point to buy more, or you could have still held and actually added more at this level. But we're going to go into there. For now, I'm going to show you where we are today after earnings. We breached this resistance level that I actually put in there. The stock, of course, I put this line here because I said it would be a good area to buy, not on earnings day, but before earnings, just in case we got to run up. I was counting this line or this line as a target, and again, this would be for a swing trade. So of course, anywhere in the purple level would have been good for a swing trade to hold to the next purple line, which is what we're looking at, is about a month away. Lennar opened up here for earnings because they beat. So from the 34.27 level, which would have been a good buy area, all the way up to the 36.57 level, $2 gain there, and you actually could have got out at this peak here before the stock actually retraced. And remember what I talked about those gap fills. So we're going to break down this here on the minute chart. This is your minute chart over Monday and Tuesday. This is Monday, this is Tuesday. I'm going to go a step further back. I want to bring in Friday as well. Friday here, Monday here, Tuesday here. So again, as we were saying here, this would have been a good area to buy on coming back up. Good area to buy. So as we get into the next day, say you were holding, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go here to Monday, because I said I was going to talk about Monday. So we've already talked about Friday, but I want to leave it up there just so you can compare. And actually I want to show you this too as well. Remember how I was telling you about gap fills? The stock opened here, closed here and opened here. Did not fill the gap here, but actually making a couple of dips below this purple line, important purple line, came right back up to fill that gap. Look how that gap, the close of Thursday, the close of Friday matches up with the area here for a close on Tuesday. On Monday. So it matches up here with the close on Tuesday. I just like how that on Monday. Just like how that matches up right around in that area. That just looks really nice. But what I did was I actually bought, as Lennar was going through its ups and downs on Monday. I actually bought Lennar, I want to say maybe in this area here. I bought Lennar. I could have possibly bought it here in this area as well. Of course, when you're trading from a phone, you can't really, you can look at the charts, but the charting system that I have on my phone for my platform, it's not the greatest. But I actually did not look at the chart. I actually saw Lennar was going back up from the highs. I didn't set an alert, but it was going back up from the highs, so I wanted to get in at a good entry point for earnings. So I got in probably in this area. I might have possibly even gotten in at this top area, but it didn't bother me because I know by the end, before the the trading day ended, I know my Lennar calls were actually down. So I want to say I probably got in a little late, but it was still good for earnings. This would have been a perfect area to get in. So we got in. So let me go to the minute chart. So Lennar beat and opened here. It opened here, fell below. You want to, in a market like we're having now, very bearish, besides the upbeat numbers that we got from Lennar, and also upbeat numbers from the home sales from previous month, and home prices from previous month, from last month, up 12%. So of course it's good for the housing market. But you always want to take, as when I do these videos, I tell you to take gains when you can. The worst thing about playing stocks is if you're gaining, you're up maybe $2,000, and the moment that you say, okay, I'll let this one run, and it doesn't go your way, and now you're down $2,000. That's the worst feeling in the world. Trust me, it's the worst feeling in the world. I've been there, I've done that. So you want to take your gains when you can, especially on earnings. Sometimes some stocks tend to retrace back, and in this case, remember the gaps. I tell you, at least 90% of the times, the gaps always get filled either right away or later on down the road. There's a gap from earnings. Of course, we played here, we were down, we were up big here. We sold. I want to say I probably sold in this area here, because I saw that it dipped below. I might have even sold here. I actually sold really quick. I can't remember when I sold. I will have to go into my account to actually see the exact time when I sold. I think it was right. It could have been right around in this area because it was still high. About the time when I sold it, I knew it went down, and then it recovered slightly above this level that we actually drew out here. But notice how the trend was coming back down. And remember, I was telling you about this 200 day. Look at this 200 day. Below a 200 day on our daily is bad. It's bad, especially if it can't get above our level that's above the 200 day. Bad. So after crossing the 200 day, notice these two red bars going down. Let's zoom in here. Notice these two red bars going down after the cross of the 200 day, all the way down to gap fill. So actually the stock, theoretically, once it broke from this support line here, or our level here, it was a good short. And again, if you did not play earnings, but you wanted to trade Lennar during the day after earnings, remember I said about dangerous kind of playing 30 minutes to an hour after the market opens, because the stock is still trying to establish some legs on which direction it's going in. Here to here, say you shorted here. If you shorted at the top, actually you would have been doing good. You would allow yourself some wiggle room. If you could have stood the pain from the stock jumping up to this area. If you could have stood the pain from here and you bought at this high, then it would have been good to hold, because it broke this level here, going all the way back down. Could have been really nice gains there on some puts. Stock recovered slightly, couldn't get back above the 200 day. See that? 200 day rejection, 200 day rejection, 200 day rejection, and actually following the motions of the 200 day. Couldn't hold the 200 day again, fell back below the close of the previous day, back above the 200 day, and it's been playing around with the 200 day. So I like this 200 day on any daily chart. If you're day trading, watch your 200 day. It actually can tell you a lot along with your levels, and you can also combine it with, of course, your MACD, your RSI, your ADX. You can combine it with all these indicators that's going to help you throughout your day of trading. So that's Lennar. That's what happened with Lennar. I'm happy with the trade. I got in, got out, made some money. That's what the game is about, making money. And that's your daily. And remember that white line that I drew. This was a line that I drew on Friday. I said this was a good level. And notice how that line came into play on today. That's that line that I drew. Look at that. Even yesterday? Did it play a role yesterday? Nope, didn't play a role yesterday. It didn't even make it up to that point. But today played a nice role in it. Gave nice touches. Broke below and couldn't get back above. These levels are important. These levels are very important. They can help you. They can help you. They can help you, and they can help you. All right, so let's move on to another stock. Of course, we were looking at gold also on Friday. We were looking at gold. Let's see where gold is right now. Gold over the past 2 days have traded down, higher lows. Lower highs. Sorry about that. This is what you call lower highs. This is a high. This is a high, lower than the previous. This is a high, lower than the previous. This is a high, lower than the previous. This looks bearish. It looks bearish, but remember, we drew our red line. This is a very important line to us. Once I get to the minute chart, you will actually see what I mean, how it played with this red level. I like that it actually closed above this level. We're going to see how this plays off tomorrow as a swing trade. If it stays above this, we can actually, I would feel comfortable trading it as a swing, probably to the 126.40 area as a short-term resistance, but as a good trade, as a good swing trade, maybe for about a week. I would say maybe for about a week. And of course, SPY has been trading either up and down, and of course, gold has either followed it or have traded opposite of it. Today, it actually traded opposite of it. SPY was up pretty big, $130 as gold fell down. On Monday, gold actually fell with SPY, as again, I still believe that we're in a market correction. Not sure how long this is going to play out, but we're watching our levels to see where they actually go. Now, I've seen some talk about gold going much lower from here. They're talking about gold going to the 117 area. We don't have anything drawn out for the 117 area, but if we go back, let's go to our 2-day period. I'm going to take a line and I'm going to mark it at 117 to see if anything makes sense in that area for us, the way of our style of trading. Well, 117.26 looks pretty good. Let's zoom in. Take it from there. I mean, this level's not bad. This would be something that we would draw from our previous levels here. And I have 117.26. Touch it there. This close right there. This touch here is good. The pricing action in this area is good. That's good. I don't see anything wrong with this level. I mean, not as good as I would want it. I would probably mark it there. Just along with these touches here. Look at the stock trending off the 50-day. But I like these touches here. This touch here, of course. That touch there. And of course, when I said this close at this level here, we can watch this area. We'll highlight it purple. I mean, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, I don't think gold will go that far. If it does, we're ready to trade it. If it does, I don't think gold will go that far. My theory is that SPY will start to fall more and gold will continue to rise, especially around in this area. Now, I was a believer again that gold was going to stay in this area, but gold actually had some room to fall when it was here. After it was here, gold had some room to fall because, again, I look at RSI. RSI was not even oversold, so this still had room to fall until falling to here, where it had a cushion here. Falling to 117 would take gold very far into oversold area. Now, can it happen? There's a possibility it could. It happened here. Notice here, when gold closed, it closed at an RSI at 26.13. The previous day, RSI was at 40.17. Look at that big drop. 26.13. And it did not stop there. The next day sold off very hard. Gold was at RSI at 1564. Uncommon for this stock, as you see over the past since July 1st. Gold has not gone below that much. You see 22.34, 24.82, 30. So I mean, it has happened in the past, but not as low as we actually dipped. As you see here, it's not that low. 21.92 is the lowest. No breach below. We got an 1866. So actually, as you see here, I'm doing this on the fly. You get to see pretty much my real opinion. The stock has had a deep RSI, and I haven't charted the stock. Well, of course, I've charted it on my chart, but on this chart for trading purposes, I haven't charted it on this chart to actually see the pricing and on those levels. The levels will actually hold, a little bit more weight for me to make a decision. And of course, on this one, it was going to happen because RSI had room to fall. Now RSS does have room to fall here, but again, my theory is because the market is weak because of what's going on. Excuse me. With yesterday was China. There was something going on with China. So that's where we got our pullback from, or sell off from yesterday. Actually a big pullback too in SPY. But I think that gold should hold this level. Oh, while I'm saying that, let me go into my minute chart so I can actually break it down for you on what happened today. I gotta pull back some because my red line is not showing. So now my red line is showing. Look at Monday's action. Remember, we made this line on Friday. We made this white line on Friday. We was trying to break it down into the daily, on the minute chart for pricing action, and you see how we opened here. Actually, let's fall back some. There's the two lines that we made on Friday, so I just want you to see how that lines up. This is Friday. We made that line. We made that line just as off of the pricing levels from Friday. Look at how it opened up on Monday. Opened here. That red line, 123.33. That's that red line. Touching it, exploding back up, touching this white line, going right back down. There's our 200 day. Below the 200 day, it's not good. So opened here, fell below our line here, so pretty much making a new low. This is a new low in the stock. Sorry, I just have to double check. Yes, that is a new low. That is a new 52-week low here. New 52-week low on the stock. We can chart that as a new 52-week low. That can help us out, in the long run as a future support. But we do like this line here, this red line. We can keep that there. This low here brings it at 122.91. We're gonna chart it 122.91. That can't be right. The low is 122.88. So 122.88 is your new 52-week high. New 52-week low. We can chart that level. Color it purple. Now look at the pricing. At my red line keeps disappearing. I may have to redraw it. That's one thing about some of these charts. Sometimes you have to redraw the lines, especially when they don't come up in a smaller time frame like you want them to. 123.33. Or if you want, totally up to you, 123.33. I'm just going to draw another line in there on top of that line. And I'll color it red. So I just want you to see the pricing on this level. After hitting the new 52-week low, getting right back above, trying to get right back above this level here. Look at the 200 day. The 200 day is catching up with the stock, still below it. It's getting above, but also still trending on this red line here. Two red lines, 200 day, and of course our level pricing in this level. So very interesting to see what happens with gold from here. You have my prediction. You know, I'm not always right. But we want to see how it goes. We'll follow it tomorrow on the next swing trade video. And I'm sorry we're just only focusing on these two stocks, but it's just so much that I want to show you in between how these levels are working and how the stock is performing, that I spend more time on these two than I have any other stocks. But eventually we will start going into other stocks as well. My next video series is just going to be a daily update on what's going on. So right now, this is just a swing trade video series as we're swing trading, but we'll eventually gradually go into the daily update where you actually see the minute chart, the swing trades pretty much all together, but just on, you know, one video for that day, just so you'll see that day's action compared to the other day's action. It'll be a nice video, really nice video, and we'll go into details with some things and, you know, and a lot more, but we'll get to that when it comes. But just want to keep you aware of that, on what is to come. But there you have it. That's gold for today. And notice how when you start drawing those lines out really close on the minute chart, your lines start to get cluttered, especially when you're trying to look at the main picture. You want to look at a year of this chart. So it starts to get cluttered, but I mean, that's fine as long as you know where those lines are. You can always, especially on this chart, on this program, you can always remove the lines. You can push none. There's another setting here for drawings created on this chart. So all the lines that I created on the daily chart should only show. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Of course, it didn't work like this purple line. This purple line, we did not create this purple line here on the daily chart, but it shows. Have not been able to fix that yet, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is one of them times it doesn't. So that's gold. That's Lennar. Not sure if pretty sure we might have talked about Facebook. Trying to get in here. Let me reset this chart. See if we can pull up Facebook. And I just noticed my internet is down. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Finally got internet. And now, actually, as I had the pause break. Okay, we're back. Finally got internet. And now, actually, as I had the pause break, I actually noticed that we did not talk about Facebook yet, but I want to talk about Facebook as a swing trade as well while we still are going here. Now, again, we have to draw our levels for Facebook. I actually have the levels drawn out on my regular account, and again, of course, this is the training account that I'm doing for the videos, so I'm actually working off just the training account, not my personal chart. So we got to create some new lines here. We're not going to go too in depth with it. We're going to stick with the daily and not the minute chart on Facebook. So we're going to chart out some levels here. Actually, alright, we're going to chart that level. We like this. We like the pricing level here. We like this. This is fine. That touch is nice. It's a close touch. It's probably not that far off from where I am. Let's see, the low is 25.52. This line is at 25.17. Wow, that's a little bit far off. And the only reason why I'm debating here is because I'm looking at the other lines. Which ones come closer? This comes close with this. This matches more up with the rest of those two. This guy here is like the Long Ranger, so I won't use that one as a point of a level to chart. Alright, so let's chart some more on Facebook. Like that level there. Let's chart that one. How did I choose that level? I chose that level from the pricing action here, here. I like the cross here. Like the price here. I'm sorry, the touch here. I'm sorry, wrong level. I'm sorry about that. But I like the touches here. Of course, I like this touch here. Touches here and here. So I like those. That's why I'm charting that. And I'm actually going to pause the video 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So we're charting out our levels here. All right. I actually like this spot here. Will I chart it? No, but we'll leave it at that. So we like Facebook. Facebook had a trouble time trying to stay above the 20-day. Now the stock is above the 20-day. The volume isn't that big, which is, I mean, it's not bad, but you know, we like to see more volume behind the move higher. The 25, no, actually this level here can offer some resistance, and the only reason why, I'll tell you why we're going with this level. Over the past week or so, this level has held more weight than this one, and the only reason why I say that is there's only one time we had a test here at this level. We've had multiple tests at this level here. Here, 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 definitely here, here, and here. We like all those tests. That is a good resistance level. If the stock can maintain this 20-day moving average, there's a good chance that we can break above this resistance level. And my guess is that if we do break above this resistance level, Facebook can start finally its uptrend after going through a terrible downtrend for the month of May. Just all the way down, all the way down. Tried to break above, back down to retest this level here. Tried to break above, back down to retest. And remember that gap fill that we're talking about. Look at this gap filled here and here, gap filled here and here. There's your gap fill. Good, actually, on gap fills, good entry levels. It gave you two good entry levels here. Gave you two good entry levels there. This level, well, actually, we can go off of here. So you see, after the two gap fills here, after filling the gap, retesting that gap, coming back up, reaching for the 20-day, closed right below it, opened right above the 20-day, hit resistance, stayed above the 20-day, hit top resistance, still stayed above the 20-day, and actually closing. Let's see where the stock actually closed. So in the left hand corner, we're looking at last, and the last means the closing price, so 23.90. So the stock closed at 23.90. Oops, way off. 23.90, which was almost above the 20-day. Actually, I think it probably was. Let's look here. The 20-day, 23.91, and the last was at 23.90. So close just below the 20-day. And some platforms, your 20-day is not going to be the same. So usually try to look over a couple of different platforms to see if you can get an average of that 20-day. I usually like stockcharts.com. I like their moving averages. It seems to be pretty accurate. On this platform, sometimes the moving averages can be off, so you have to play around with the moving averages. And this looks pretty good unless I jump into stockcharts.com. I'm not going to do that right now because the video is already at 43 minutes and it's already late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I want to hurry up and get this one over with. So the stock closed around this area, but maintaining the 20-day. The stock has not maintained the 20-day in over a month. Has not maintained the 20-day in over a month. A month and a half, pretty much. So maintaining the 20-day is golding here. Maintaining this 20-day can push above resistance here. After push above resistance, this stock can find some legs and finally move higher, much higher, and get out of this trading range that it's been in for probably for a month now. So we'll watch this stock. A retest of the 20-day. If we get another retest of the 20-day, it could be a good chance to go long, just depending on pricing action. So I'll let you know what happens tomorrow. So again, we'll follow up on Facebook, we'll follow up on gold, and I believe that's about it. But we may throw and Lennar. We'll follow up on Lennar just to see where it's going. We're not trading Lennar right now, but we'll see where it's going. And if we get a retest of that purple line in Lennar, then it may be another good point for an entry. And again, the housing market is strong, so I don't see much of a pullback in Lennar, as we got a huge pullback from the all-time highs to where it is now. Pretty much a 100% retracement from the levels that it was at yesterday and Friday, I believe. So we're gonna watch this area here on Facebook. We'll trade it well, and tomorrow we'll have an update on our swing trading. That should be video number 4, I believe. So I hope you're really enjoying these videos. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. And again, with any stocks or anything that I'm showing you here, do your own research. This is my disclaimer. Do your own research. You do not follow my advice as this is it. Do your own research, and if you feel that my way helps, then by all means use it and tweak it to the way that you would want it. I'm giving you the basic things that I've learned over my time of trading, and I'm hoping that they will help you as well as it helped me. So thank you for watching this video. I'm going to end it here, and I will see you on tomorrow.